Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of LORENLOROSA TV, where we are living all things Los Angeles, living, working, and surviving out here, okay baby? Today I'm here to celebrate with you guys. I literally just got off of work. It's Friday, it's been a long week. This week was inauguration week. This was the week of the inauguration for Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. And today we are celebrating the fact that I just covered as a journalist on a nationally syndicated platform my first ever inauguration. And what an inauguration it was to be able to cover. So before we get into the video, if you're new here on my channel, I dish all things living in LA, moving here, finding an apartment, making friends, hanging out with my friends, my day-to-day life, but also my life working in entertainment and television. I'm a TV reporter and producer for TMZ currently, which is on Fox. And I'm also an actress, producer, you know, do things behind the scenes as well. And I'm a fashion designer. I own a clothing line as well, which you guys see often on me on the show. It's called Season of Solo. These are actually some of our, y'all know I came with the pieces, okay? These are actually some of our designer, like custom made stuff. So we have merch, which are unisex t-shirts and hoodies. And then we have stuff like this. Don't mind my slipper socks. You see the stirrup? Don't play with us. Let me show y'all the stirrup. Don't play with us for the pieces, period, okay? So yeah, and this is hooded. There's a hoodie on here. It's so cute. Yeah, I am here with my Prosecco, child, with my little champagne. I didn't put it in the food because I was already drinking out of this glass. I was just like, fuck it. And I was watching YouTube. And then I was like, let me make my video before I get too tired and I don't feel like it. So boom, here we are. So yeah, cheers to us. If you're part of the Dreamer Gang, like the OG Dreamer Gang, y'all know me moving here to LA a little over 5 years ago now was a big leap. But you know, I came here knowing, like, you know, what I wanted to do, and even now I have still so much that I want to do, and a big part of me being like, I'm gonna do it all. Like, I don't care, I don't know when, you know, I don't know God's plan for me, but I know I'm gonna do it all. Is a lot to do with faith. And this week, even though it gets hard working in the space that I work in, and you know, it gets mentally tough, it gets getting up out of bed super early in the morning, so physically tough. This week I was just like, wow, like I'm really a part of history. And even bigger than that, like, you know, like what I'm hoping to be able to do through my work is help shape and cause conversation, but also help be on the right side of history. So it was just amazing to be able to contribute to the coverage of the first Black woman vice president being elected into the House and getting Trump out of there, getting the Democrats back on in there. I know on Inauguration Day, I was so excited to come to work. Like, I don't think I've been that excited to get up and come to work since I first started. Y'all, I'm so excited. I know I'm probably gonna remember this day for the rest of my life. I'll be able to tell my kids about this, but I'm covering the inauguration today, and I realized, like, dang, when I started with TMZ, I wasn't even full-time producer reporter. I was a tour guide. Was the year that Trump was elected. This is my first election that I've covered, and this is my first presidential inauguration that I've covered ever in my life as a journalist. And what a hell of a inauguration it is. Like, I just watched Kamala pump down the steps. Because I was so, like, the day before, I was kind of anxious. Like, I was like anxious because I didn't know, you know, like the whole attack on the Capitol happened, and I didn't know, like, you know, if it was going to be safe, or if we were going to literally watch, God forbid, like, people be harmed by people just because, you know, they have so much hate in their heart. And the attack on the Capitol was hard to watch, so I didn't even want to go through imagining what I would feel like watching something go down on Inauguration Day. So I was super, like, nervous and, like, antsy leading into the Inauguration Day. And then on Inauguration Day, I was just, like, relieved. Like, I felt like, and I feel like that still, but I'm still kind of, like, not nervous, but I saw this meme. It said like, it's okay to be a black person in America and feel like you're happy that Trump is out of office and we got Joe Biden and Kamala in office, but also just kind of nervous because you still don't know what's going to happen. I feel like this, like 2020 was a big year of me really figuring out my purpose and finding myself. I've always been very headstrong, so I've always known like what I wanted to do, at least like what I was interested in. I didn't always know exactly what it was, but I knew what I was interested in. I knew if I was interested in it, I wanted to make a career in it because I wanted to be happy. And I wanted to make money doing something that I actually like was like I was connected to, and my life would be connected to, and I would be okay with that. And it wouldn't just be about money. This week, working in news and being able to like, you know, be on television as a black woman in a space that there aren't a lot of people who look like me. And I'm not just talking about my platform, even though that is true about the platform where I work, but I'm talking about just nationally syndicated news, like, you know, like what they consider mainstream media. You don't see a lot of women who look like me. I'm very much myself. I dress how I dress. You know, I do my hair how I want to do my hair. I wear my red lips. You know, I love my nails to be done. They ain't done right now because I'm trying to stay away because of COVID, but you know what I mean? Like, I really, like, I have a personality about me. I have a vibe about me. And for a long time here in LA, I felt like a lot of that was going to have to simmer down before I could actually like break any ground here. And this week really confirmed a lot for me. Number one, it confirmed that that's not true. Because we did a lot of inauguration coverage that a lot of people were picking up. Like we were one of the leading outlets. I was a big contributing factor to that. You know, like we all contribute so much to my team, to the team that I work on. And you know, like, there's no weak links. So I know that I'm a big factor to my team, and I know that I'm appreciated on my team. And I didn't have to stop wearing my red lip. I didn't have to take my braids out because somebody was uncomfortable. I didn't have to stop getting my long red nails when I felt like it. Like pulling up with my y'all see how I dress. This is me on TMZ. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not the typical news girl. I'm not the typical TV evening news person. And not to downgrade or throw shade at anybody that is, because there are people that's their choice of news to work in. But I never wanted to do that, but I thought that I had to in order to get to a point where I was able to like fully express myself and be myself and be able to be paid for it. And you know, I'm still learning a lot of things. Nothing is ever perfect, even if it's, you know, you're doing something that you love. Things are not always perfect. I'm not always in love with, you know, my life every single day, but this week really confirmed for me that like, even when I'm not in love with my life, the life that I'm living is like something that I don't have to simmer anything down, because I was literally made for this. The way I talk, the way I look, the way I dress, the things that I know, that the music I listen to, everything has prepared me for this. And I'm overly prepared because it's bigger than me. I feel like working in the media is like such a space to be in, because on one hand, it's like you can do all that you can to contribute to all the right things, but then on the other hand, you have to cover the things that don't make people feel good, that don't make people happy, that everybody isn't going to agree with at the same time. And a lot of times, like, I feel like I battle with being in that space of like being the person to report about things that I know people want to not talk about, or I'm a very opinionated person, having an opinion that I know people are going to come in. When I tell y'all, people come under my comments on Instagram, people will find me on LinkedIn, because people really get upset, like, you know, when you express your opinion and it's not what they want to hear, or it's not what they believe. People on the internet are crazy. They don't hold back. So it's a weird space to be in sometimes. But this week I really felt like, whether it's news, I want to go into acting, I want to go into producing. I'm producing news right now, but I want to go into producing series and docu-series and movies, no matter what it is. And even if it's in fashion. You know, when I said that I found myself a lot between 2020 and now, what I found is that I really want to tell stories, but I want to tell stories that cause conversation. whether you're laughing, you're crying, you're getting some serious news, whatever the case may be, I just want to cause conversation around things that I know are really happening in the world and open people's eyes to some things. This week in news, I feel like we as a world sat down and watched an inauguration, a historic inauguration that opened up a lot of people's eyes to a lot of different things. Before the inauguration, the attack on the Capitol, I think, because there are still some people out there that really feel like white privilege isn't a thing, racism doesn't exist, all people love each other. There are really some colorless, and I mean that because there are people who say, I don't see black and white, I don't see all that, right? There are really those people still out there, and I feel like this inauguration and the events that led up to this inauguration and the coverage of it really opened people's eyes to the fact that, like, that's not true. Even if the attack on the Capitol hadn't happened, there would still be some really heavy security required at this inauguration we just watched, because there is a black woman walking into that White House with power now. And I think a lot of people for a long time were denying the fact that that was even a thing, that the world had an issue with race when it comes to black people, but also the world has an issue when it comes to black women, especially us in power. So to just be a part of that and be a part of the driving conversations around that, and not even because it, like, not even a career, this is not me saying this because it's like, oh my God, this is gonna be so great for my career. And me realizing that, like, this is all bigger than me in the story, you know, me saying I wanna be a storyteller, there's gonna be people's lives attached to those stories, and I have the ability to be able to, like, really cause conversation and shine a light on things that can really help some people. This week really made me realize how much and how dedicated to that I need to be now and when I move on, when I go on to other things. I don't know, I'm feeling like it's a damn good time to be a brown girl on her grind right now. You know, like I said, I'm hopeful for whatever is going to come out of this administration, and it's okay to be hopeful and be happy and be celebrating, like me over here drinking my champagne out my little plastic cup, no dishes over here. But to also still be, you know, a little apprehensive. I think that especially, you know, us black people, we've been done wrong a lot, so it's by nature we're gonna be on guard, and it's okay. It is okay, but we did it. We did it, Joe. We did it. And I don't know, I just really feel like I was a part of that. Like, I did that. So I'm gonna just say, y'all can tell I'm getting a little emotional. Getting a little emotional, but we're not gonna do that today. I'm gonna just say cheers to 2021, because, you know, we are coming into 2021 as it being one of the most, we're gonna remember this year. We're gonna remember coming into 2021 and not even being able to really celebrate the new year because of the coronavirus and people, you know, going through what they're going through. People, you know, learning that they do have a hustle in them. Some people learning it's okay to not hustle. I just need to take a break from life because the world is a lot right now. Us not being able to see our families, you know, just all the change in the White House, the craziness we went through to get the change. The voices that rose up through this, the voices that rose up through this, the creative voices that rose up through this. Like, a lot of us thought that our art was going to make us money. Our art is changing the world, period. Like, I just want to say cheers to that. That's it. That's all, y'all. Just keep on rocking with me. Subscribe to my channel. I just came on here to share how I was feeling after a week of covering the inauguration of the first black female vice president of the United States, as a black woman in the mainstream media, period.